Hello everyone, today I'm bringing you a different video. Today I want to talk about a very hot topic in the Geometry Dash community, the FPS bypass. Today in this video I will talk about what the FPS bypass is, why it's used, why it is a good thing, the problem within Geometry Dash and why it should be unbanned on the demons list. Before this video starts, I would like to state that I have never completed a level with the FPS bypass, but after seeing more debates about it and more people starting to use it, I have decided to take a look myself recently and I have been using it for practice. I would like to state I am also trying to not cause problems or controversy in this video. That being said, I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, make sure you like and subscribe and comment your thoughts and feelings on the video. Enjoy. The FPS bypass is known as a hack and is used to alter the FPS of Geometry Dash when vertical sync or VSync is turned off. In Geometry Dash, when vertical sync is turned on, it locks your in-game FPS to the refresh rate of your monitor. However, when this is turned off, your in-game FPS is set to 60 constantly. When you have the FPS bypass open, however, you can set your frame rate to anything whenever you have vertical sync off. Whether it's 60, 120, 144, 200 or even 2 million FPS. Whenever you set your frame rate, it does not change your monitor's refresh rate but only your in-game FPS. So after so many recent months, many people have started to use the FPS bypass. There are many reasons why people use the FPS bypass. One of the main reasons is that it decreases the input delay in Geometry Dash significantly. If you have a 144Hz monitor, you may not notice a big difference, but if you have a 60Hz monitor, you will notice the difference is massive. However, if you choose a frame rate higher than your refresh rate, you will notice that the input delay decreases further. This is because a higher frame rate tends to have less input delay. So for a 60Hz player, turning their frame rate up to something like 120 FPS will decrease the input delay massively. Even for a 144Hz player like myself, turning the FPS up to 288 decreases the input delay quite a bit. Just to note, I'm choosing these frame rates because they are multiples of the refresh rates of the monitor, therefore that will cause the game to look a lot smoother. If it's a 60Hz monitor, if you chose 72, the game would be very choppy because they're not in sync. One key thing to note though, if you turn the FPS up too high, it can cause the in-game bugs of higher refresh rates and even make your game lag. So the problem here isn't the FPS bypass, but in fact Geometry Dash itself. In Geometry Dash, when you turn vertical sync off, your game locks at 60 FPS. However, in most games, if not all games, whenever you turn off VSync, your frame rate goes to as high as it possibly can go. And in most games it also has a counter to control the frame rate whenever VSync is off. In Geometry Dash, you can see that I'm currently playing with 144 FPS as shown in the bottom right corner. When I go to the settings page though and turn VSync off, it locks the game at 60 FPS. This should not happen. If you go to the page I have linked in the description and shown on the screen, you can see that it states here that when VSync is turned on, it locks your FPS to your refresh rate, and when it is turned off, it can display extra content in the graph if the graphics card is powerful enough. This is not the case in Geometry Dash. For some reason, Geometry Dash locks your frame rate at 60, which is often lower than the refresh rate of the monitor. For me, it is significantly lower as I have 144Hz and it's locked at 60. To prove that other games have this feature, here's a comparison of Minecraft to Geometry Dash. In Minecraft, you can see that when I turn off VSync, my FPS goes way higher than 144, and you can also see in the options page that it showed I could choose what FPS I wanted to run at. In Geometry Dash, when I turn off VSync, it locks at 60, and there's nothing I can do about it, unless of course I use the FPS bypass. The FPS bypass is therefore doing something that should have been incorporated in the game as soon as it was released. The FPS bypass should be unbanned from the demons list because it isn't doing something out of the ordinary. It is just doing something that should really be happening in game. The purpose of VSync being turned off is so your frame rate isn't locked at a specific frame rate unless you decide to obviously lock it at a specific frame rate. Geometry Dash is however doing the opposite. It is locking the FPS at 60, which is not what anyone wants. Therefore, the FPS bypass is so commonly used, so people can get past this unnecessary restriction that doesn't occur in other games. The FPS is also good because it will save people the money of buying 144Hz and close a big gap between the refresh rates. There are two good conclusions that could come out of this to end the debate. The first conclusion is the daemon list unbans the FPS bypass and people can happily use it. I think this would be best for now, as long as people state that they've used the FPS bypass or not, and it would make complete and logical sense. Conclusion 2 is that RobTop makes a feature in a future update or patch where we can have our FPS unlocked whenever we turn VSync off, and we can cap it any frame rate of our choice. I thank you all for watching this video. Did I miss any information, or has anyone got a response to the video? Make sure you tell me in the comments your opinions and questions. If you've also made a video in response, make sure you tell me in the comments and I will go and watch it and happily respond to it in your comments. Also make sure to like and subscribe for future videos. The channel has been growing massively recently and I've seen the highest month I've seen the channel in about 10 months, maybe over a year, and I hope to keep it going. I hope this video grows as well, and I hope to make more videos that are going to be more relevant and more interesting than gameplays of Extreme Demons. That being said, see you all later. Bye bye.